I do these 5 things every single week to get the most out of my training, and if you implement them into your process as well, you can too. Over the last few years, I've been really trying to figure out what the best way is to optimise my training programme. But as you may experience yourself, one quick Google search and you're down a rabbit hole of misinformation, of over-information. There's just so much out there, so how do you really know what the best way to optimise your training programme actually is? Before we dive into today's video, I just wanted to say hello. If you're new here, I'm Martin. Awesome to meet you. In this video, I'm going to try and condense my top 5 key learnings that I've experienced over my own training programme, as well as coaching hundreds of other people. Share the knowledge with you so that hopefully you can start optimizing and getting the most out of your training right now. The first thing to focus on is how much time do you have in a week to commit to training? It sounds so simple and it sounds so silly, but understanding what your time commitments actually are in any given week is a huge first step to getting the most out of your training program. Quite honestly, there's no point trying to schedule 3, 4, 5 gym days a week if realistically you can only maybe hit 1 or 2 of them. So what I like to do is every kind of week is I'll plan out what are my busy periods, when do I have some downtime, and actually schedule in my sessions into my calendar. And doing that actually makes me more consistent, because if it's blocked out in my schedule, it means I'm not planning things on top of it and all that sort of stuff. So that's definitely the big thing that I would start off with, is how much time in a week can you commit to this? A good practice, pro tip, is on a Sunday, just have a wee look ahead at your week. See if there's any kind of wee spare hours, wee 30 minutes here and there that you could actually squeeze in a workout. Because if you think about this long term, you're better to be consistent with 1 hour a week as opposed to on and off with maybe 1 week you do 4 hours, the next week you don't do much, then you're on to 1 hour and then down to 0 again. See if you can consistently hit 1 session or 1 hour a week of training. That's going to blow up your entire training program. So that's definitely the first thing to consider on the list, and it's something that I've really implemented into my own training program. Even if that means doing less but putting more into each session, definitely more bang for your buck. The next thing I would really emphasize is have a plan. Don't just wing it. I promise you, if you're someone who finds himself just kind of turning up to the gym and just going through the motions, maybe picking a random couple of exercises out your head to do, or something you've seen on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and you just go for it, there's no progress to be made there. Guarantee you'll be kind of just going up and down. You'll maybe make some progress here and there, but longer term, it's not happening. So make a plan, even if it's just picking 5 exercises on a piece of paper, just putting that in your pocket and doing those 5 exercises even throughout the month. Guarantee you'll make progress with that, more so than if you just kind of dabbled in and out of the gym. So plan. If you know you can commit to that 1 hour a week, make sure that hour you get the most of it by having a structured plan. And pro tip with this one is have a goal. Write down your goal. What is it you want to achieve? Is it weight loss? Why do you want to lose some weight? Is it really that you want to kind of build up some toned arms or strengthen your legs or just get super strong, max out your back squat, whatever it is? Have that plan, but make it structured towards that goal. Number 3 here, piggybacking off of that last point, is to track your progress. So once you've got your time commitment, you know when you're going to the gym or running or whatever training for, when you know that sort of stuff and you've got your plan and your goal in place, the next thing to encourage is tracking. Write down your weights, write down how many reps you did on your exercises. Do that for a month or 2 or 3 months and see if you can squeeze out 1 extra rep, or see if you can squeeze out a wee extra kilogram of weight every other week or something like that. Guarantee if you start tracking your progress, you will see progress. Simple. Something I really do within my own training program, especially maybe the first month or 2 months of any of my kind of training blocks, is I'll try and build a strong foundation. So I'll go through like 3 or 4 weekly cycles of going for 8 reps on an exercise, try and squeeze out 10 the next week, try and squeeze out 12 the next week, and then increase the weight for the following week, but drop the reps back down to 8. So that wee kind of mini cycle within each training block just keeps you on track. Now, you might not always hit that 2 rep jump, but even if you get 1 extra rep across your sets, that's still progress. But yeah, make sure you track your stuff. And then final point on that, if you do it for say 3 months and you've got your week 1 weights and your week 12 weights, you won't see the progress too much throughout, but by the end of that, you'll have some serious gains, guarantee it. Try it out, let me know how you get on. Now you know how much time you can commit. You've set yourself a goal, you've planned out your workouts for that month or that 12 weeks, whatever it is. You're tracking your workouts. Number 4 is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate your workouts. Don't try and do the next fancy exercise you see online or any of that sort of stuff. Quite honestly, the stuff that everyone always falls back to is the fundamentals, the basic foundational stuff. So if it's in the gym, you want to be hitting a squat, a hinging movement, deadlift or kettlebell swing, you want to be doing a press, like a bench press, an overhead press, some pulls, some rows or pull-ups, and maybe some core stuff like carries and things like that. Think 5 foundational movements: your squat, your deadlift, your pull-up, your press-up, and your carries. 5 of those things, even if that is your workout that you do every single week, track your stuff, you will make progress, but keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Honestly, my own training, I've been through this even for years. I would train and I would try and do some of the crazy stuff that you see in CrossFit, like your kind of handstand walking and your pull-ups and stuff, which was awesome because for me, I love skill acquisition. I love learning new things, love learning new skills, and it's so cool to put up a wee video and, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if you want to really get super strong, super fit, you just got to do the basics. Got to do the basics really, really well and super consistently. And the final one, and probably the most important one, is have fun with it. Like, yes, it has to be simple and there has to be structure in place and there has to be a level of monotony if you want to get some serious results. But don't be scared to throw in wee challenge exercises every now and then, or like I just said a minute ago, is throw in some sort of skill element every session. You can still progress that, but keep it really interesting and find something that works for you. It doesn't just have to be like these boring structured workouts. Like, throw in a wee crazy exercise every now and then, or a nice wee challenge at the end of the month to kind of track your progress. Like, have fun with it. Find something you love to do and absolutely do it. That is it. That's the simple stuff. I think enjoyment is something that's so overlooked when it comes to training, and it needs to be this goal-driven process. I mean, yes, it does, but there is still a lot of room to have fun with your training, and I think that's the key to sticking to it long term. So there's your 5 golden tips that I'm trying to condense from my own experience to help you fast track how to get the most out of your training. Do you do any of those 5 things? Did any one of those tips help you? Please let me know in the comments. Or if you like this style of video, we'd love to see you around more. So please subscribe and have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one.